Alright, fruitcakes, quick Bitcoin update. It's like 3 in the morning, but whatever. That's cool. So, yeah, Bitcoin kind of had a crazy drop, right? We all saw that the other day, or I guess yesterday. So, if you just, let's split this ladder here real quick. We'll split it 3 times. This is a 3-day composite. So, if we split this ladder here, you'll probably see that there's kind of just this multi-balance range here. Since it's all relatively close with each other, like you can actually probably combine this. It's not going to look beautiful, but there's no reason you can't really combine this. The reason why is this is overhead supply, like this is your overhead kind of current range, so you can kind of just make this out to be a general composite for you, and sure enough, this is what we are looking for. It's actually a pretty good D value if you think about it. Like this is straight, this is D, you could call it like that. Yeah, anyways, so Y price rejected here, right? All this did here, oh, whoopsies. The Y price rejected here, right? You can see that on the order blocks here. We did 1 wick to the yearly open, right? And that's also basically the value area high of the previous breakdown. So that's basically why you got this quick wick and down, right? Price went right down to the value low after, right down. Failed to really hold against this POC. Retested the POC, tried to attempt to break out the value area high, for ultimately trying to bounce off the POC again and just curving up and coming down, right? So we have a lot of single print action here. So the single print, ironically, is right here at the previous year value area low. So what I'm expecting to happen this week is probably sweep this, do something like this, and retest this point of control. Can anyone point out why price stopped right here? And you can see it actually wicked below a little bit, but why would we wick right here? Yeah, we could use this previous intraday profile here, I guess, from, you know, last Friday and Saturday, right? But what we're going to do actually is break down here onto the 1 week. We're going to switch over to 4 hour here. So this is multi-week composites, right? Price stalled basically exactly, like if you look here, right? It's just trying to hold this point of control from April, right? So this is where things get pretty critical. So can I actually full screen this? And there we go. So does it let me? Oh no, I don't know the keybinds for TradingView. God damn it. This is your point of control from April, right? This is multi-week range, right? This is a 2-month composite of multi-week range, right? And price has been, you can see, either interacting with this value, wicking below, but ultimately reclaiming it. So you know that right here there's a lot of confluence to what price action is dealing with. You don't want to see, and let me get the brush tool again. If anyone knows the keybind for the brush tool or how to set it, let me know. But anyways, you can see that right here on the order blocks is exactly where the point of control and the order blocks came down to, right? Or sorry, the order blocks came down right to the point of control, right? What I think happens is, yes, you get a little bit of an answer here, but like I said, you're going to probably sweep that 90s area again. The issue you have now, though, is you are breaking down multiple ranges without acceptance above, right? Like you are just kind of on this downtrend. At some point, we will probably go fill these single prints. Okay, so don't be, oh my god, see, this is, I'm just going to leave it. Oh my god, I don't have these locked. You're probably going to come down eventually and fill these single prints, right? And we've talked about this in previous videos. But I wouldn't be surprised if you retested the 70s or 69 level within the next month. I'm serious. Like I think it'll be late December or January, right? And I said you'd probably get a bounce off the 70s. And at some point, like these large point of control areas here, if this single print does get filled here, at some point I do expect us to come up and test this 365-day VWAP. And we've talked about that before. But that time is probably not now, and I don't think it'll be now. But I do think, you know, this has to hold down here. Like you want that to hold the floor. You don't want to come down, reject off the point of control, and get sent lower, right? Like that would set up a very bearish case. So your two cases right now are that, and then like I said before, kind of just here fill the signal prints and retest that 90 again. But again, we're failing to reclaim that yearly open, so just keep that in mind. So this week, since we've slipped below the previous year value area low, we want to close above it. If we close above this 2 weeks in a row, I'm happy with that. And then yeah, let's go for the yearly open. Maybe you do get that 365-day VWAP test super quick. I'm not sure. But the point of the matter right now is you need to hold that you need to reclaim that 90 and 91K level. And more importantly, you do not want acceptance below this value, right? And we know that. And going into the end of the month, we don't want acceptance below that value. This yearly open's critical. We've talked about it before. We really got to reclaim that. So there's our cycle low VWAP, right? That's right from the bottom of the cycle. Checking in with it's fine. That's good. Holding above it, that's bullish. We do not want to get acceptance back into value down here, right? Because otherwise you're just going to come down and test this. And I do think we test this. I honestly think we test this within the next 6 months. I think honestly we'll test it in Q1. I really do. It could be soon, it could be later, but I do think that'll happen. And for confluence, if we take a look at the highest high in 2024, and we hold our VWAP here, there's your value area low right here on the VWAP, right? What do you guys structurally notice that's going on here? Failing to hold above previous year value, getting acceptance into range, and ultimately coming below it. So that's your quick bearish divergence kind of signal. Like if you weren't good with TPO, like that's just your divergence signal. And that's not anything to be spooked by, right? Like this is what makes trading fun is you can play the long side, right? And then you can play the downside. It's you know, you don't have to be perma bear, perma bull, whatever. But this is what's make trading fun, right? Like you have to be dynamic, if that makes sense. You know, you don't want to just one way hard concrete. You know, you don't just want to think one way is the point I'm getting at. But the point is you're getting like acceptance below previous year value, right? And that's bearish. And again, like lots of confluence here. You know, the VWAPs are compressing. At some point, if those cross, it'll probably be bad. So from a rolling VWAP perspective, so orange is going to be 365, green is going to be 90, 30-day is going to be white. So same thing, you know, rolling VWAP, 365-day VWAP, retest, 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 and now you're getting acceptance below on the 365-day, right? Trying to hold here, try to push up, got rejected exactly at the at the 30-day, and ultimately you have divergence, right? When these cross, and this is critical, when the 30 and 90-day cross, right? Like that's bearish, right? Always is. That's divergence, right? And that's just life. That's divergence. So you are honestly entering potential correctional bear market territory. And the reason I say that is this, yes, this is correctional, but now that you're below a 365-day and you're not holding, and in fact you're actually really failing to get above it. Like see, just full value acceptance, and you know, you're not even reclaiming that 30-day, right? 30 days barely getting a retest. It's not good, right? And if you look in history, you know, when you go into correctional phases or when you go into major corrections, right? Like this is the start of a major correction. You know, bear market wise, you know, this is the start of a major correction. Major correction, right? It's a very good bear market indicator. I like to use VWAPs just because they are faster than SMAs. I do use SMAs on weekly time frames, even though it is lagging, but there's reasons for that, and I'll go into that maybe in another video. But regardless, VWAP is powerful, right? Because rolling VWAP it updates faster. It's a little bit more dynamic. But you can clearly tell that, you know, value is not being accepted, right? Value lower is being accepted, not price discovery, you know, higher time, or sorry, not higher time, but higher price value is not being accepted, right? So just keep that in mind. You know, it's divergent, guys. Like it is, and I'll be honest, you're headed for the bear market. Don't listen to whatever influencer on Twitter. Again, at some point you're going to retest this 365 VWAP. It's just a matter of when. So do expect if price comes up here. Don't FOMO and chase that. Wait to see if you can actually reclaim acceptance above or not. right? Yeah, I just want to make that quick update right now and kind of show you the ranges and why, what's happening and whatnot. Yeah, like a really good buying opportunity here if we just take a quick look, right? You know, somewhere in this $50 to $47,000 range, it's going to come to it, right? And Bitcoin always tests the 300-week SMA. It always does it. Always does it, right? If you get this, honestly, going into 2026, and I think you will sometime in quarter four, probably October, just depends when. What I'm really interested to see, though, is I don't know if you guys are seeing what I'm seeing, but these bands here are getting really tight, right? Like, what would happen theoretically if these crossed? Like, would we go lower? I don't even know. Like, is that possible? That's kind of, like, it's never done it before. Anyways, that's just theoretical here. But yeah, you know, from SMA perspective, be prepared for a test, right? And this kind of thing happens where you get a bounce off the 200 week, and you know, then you go test the 300 week. So who knows? But yeah, it's probably gonna happen. Anyways, guys, take care. Hope this helped. Bye bye.